YouTube, what it do, man? It's your boy Benji, and we back balling. If you're new, please don't forget to subscribe. Let's get into it.
Tell your mans to chill. Yo, who mans is this? Somebody come get this.
Yo, man, we back with another one. Adam Silver, the NBA Commissioner, has had a lot of people upset online because he mentioned highlights. Now, this was in response to rising costs for fans to watch games because, as a fan right now of basketball, you got to go to a bunch of different avenues. There's so many streaming platforms, services, even cable providers that you have to get in touch with in order to catch games. Now, he dropped a quote, and this video is so quiet, bro, I literally can't even show it to you, but I'm going to read it out. The quote was, "There's a huge amount of our content that people essentially consume for free. This is a very much highlights-based sport. So Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, YouTube has advertising bases that consumers can consume." Which essentially is implying that if you can't afford to pay for all the streaming services, somebody will, and don't worry, you can catch the highlights. Now, a lot of people obviously are going to be a little bit upset because even though there are plenty of people that solely catch the highlights anyways, it's like, bro, you're essentially drawing a division between the people that pay and the people that don't pay. He said, well, guys, I know that you want prices to drop, but you're not going to get it. So it comes off as tone deaf. And then, hey, look, I know you want prices to drop. You're not going to get it, but what you can do is catch the highlights. I mean, plenty of people are going to catch the highlights anyways. But if you're saying that people that would truly want to catch the game and truly are actually after the entirety of the game, you're just going to minimize it to solely highlights. When in reality, again, that's kind of what we're trying to get away from. Basketball shouldn't only be highlights. Obviously, there's plenty of things that go on in the game, like a nice crossover, a nice dunk, a nice pass, a nice block shot. You would want people to consume the entirety of the game. I mean, these dudes are drawing in hundreds of thousands of dollars a night. A lot of these dudes are having multi-million-dollar contracts. These arenas and the NBA itself have generated so many partnerships and advertising deals and media that you would want people to show up to the games and enjoy watching the entirety of the game. But essentially what he's doing is causing division between these people again, because he's saying, yo, the people that come to the games, the people that pay for the streaming platforms, those are the people that I'm worried about right now. Y'all that can't afford for it, get your money up. Go watch the highlights on YouTube. It's for the free. So I can understand it. I can understand why some people would be upset. We're going to check out what some people got to say online. I feel y'all though, man. I know a lot of people do not like Silver, but it is what it is. This guy is so out of touch. The NBA commissioner himself promoting watching highlights instead of the actual games is insane. This is why the league is in decline, and you can't get a full scope of a game at all through highlights. No facts. Highlight sport. You can't tell me they don't make it easy to score today. Pathetic commissioner stir be rolling in his grave. And then somebody pointed out like what I said. Sorry you can't afford our money grab partnerships with all these streaming platforms. Just watch the highlights. And loosely translates to get your money up. This is a red flag on so many levels. The games are so much more than the highlights. This is like saying you need to only watch a movie's trailer. But more importantly, sports are supposed to be accessible. Entertainment for the masses. That is very quickly and sadly changing. Sports used to be $5 tickets that get families inside the doors. Now the commissioners are telling us poor people that we don't deserve to watch the entirety of the game. Just tell coaches to only watch highlight reels to recruit or draft players. Super accurate. I get it that it's all about making money, but half people pay for one or two services versus like 100. The fans are upset, man. These big companies are taking over and they asking for all the money, man. But you have some people that operate on the other side. This is literally how 90% of fans consume sports. What do you think NFL Red Zone is? Most people don't want to sit around and watch one slow game when I could be watching 8 games at the same time with nonstop action and have an understanding of the entirety of the NFL versus how just one team is doing. Same thing with the NBA. The season is just too long. Most people don't want to watch 82 games of the same thing. They casually watch games here and there and then tune into the playoffs. This is just free market economics. If you think it's too expensive, you need to stop paying for it. This is what he said. Question. It's become very expensive to watch the NBA as a fan, not just going to the games, but also in order to, there's different streaming services that you have to subscribe to. There's also social media, a lot of younger fans, that's how they're experiencing the sport. I wonder how much of that you think will shape the next generation. I think about it a lot, said Adam Silver. I will say I saw a story your publication ran. You took all the streaming services and added them up and what those costs would be. I look at it a little bit differently. Of course you would, you're the commissioner. Because most people can only consume so many games. Yeah, you have 82 of them. And then you're going to have a multitude. You have 30 teams playing 82 games. So you're going to have a multitude of games operating on the same night. By the way of one example, in these new media deals, we're going from essentially 15 exposures on broadcast television to 75. So to the extent someone wants to put these little rabbit ears on the television, you can still get 75 marquee games in essence, for free in the marketplace. Okay. In addition to that, this is an ongoing issue for the league. There's a huge amount of our content that's essentially where people consume it for free. And that's what I heard earlier. I think that in this new world of streaming media, I think we're paying a lot of attention to that. And I think that he has a valid point there. That's where a lot of the content is going to go anyways. People are going to tune into short form content. People don't have the attention span to jump into this. And so a lot of the power is going to be in the streaming platforms. But additionally, the NBA's got to take advantage of the clips, the highlights, and the moments. I think most people are conditioned to play a certain amount or pay a certain amount for high value content, but also discovery of these games. I'm a fan of many different sports. I think we all have that experience where you're going to Google to find the game that you want to watch because the world has changed. It's not automatically the pace that you thought it would be. Ultimately, I think about it in terms of reach and how you reach your consumers. It's interesting because in this disruption in the regional sports network business, I would have never predicted that this was coming 10 years ago, but a lot of our local games are moving back to broadcast television. In fact, we have more games on broadcast TV locally than any time ever. We're continuing to look at it, but the ultimate answer is that we think a lot about it. We know that we have mass appeal on a global basis. We're literally reaching billions of people. We don't want to disenfranchise people by working with partners that are creating price points that make it inaccessible. Let me know what y'all think about that. The entirety of the quote. Don't watch the games, only watch the highlights like playoffs and fancy dunks. Man, so of course people are upset one way or the other. Y'all let me know what y'all think, man. We got Pat Bev checking it out. What does he got to say?
Yes. You know that's going to make basketball worse.
You can say it will until the playoffs come around or until a big game come around, and the numbers are going to be better.
Yeah, but it sounds tone deaf to be like, I don't want my product to be accessible to the common man. I only want the people who are buying this package.
But
because the package is like, it should be an accessible product for everybody.
Well, I don't agree with that. If I want to go watch Peaky Blinders, I'm going to Netflix and watch it. I can't go to this spot and watch it, and this spot and watch it, and this spot and watch it. And it's a reason that, okay, this movie just came out in the movies. It's not on Netflix. It's on Apple, and the only way I can get it is through Apple. I have to pay for it on Apple. It's not an argument when it comes to movies. Why should entertainment, because it is entertainment. Movies is entertainment. Basketball, sports is entertainment. Why wouldn't entertainers, basketball players also, be put in that same position of, okay, you have to come here and watch it?
Because people can't afford all that.
But they watch TV shows, and they watch Netflix, and they watch all the other things that they can afford. Why?
Pat, I feel you, but your boy does have a point. I think you come off a little bit of tone deaf too because you can afford it. So it's not really a problem that you have to worry about. I think it is a bit of a reach, but I can understand where you're coming from. The problem is that, let's just say you want to watch your players, your team. For example, if I live in Texas, I want to watch the Rockets. I can't watch them live through the majority of the streaming platforms. I have to wait till after the game, etc. Because I'm in a blackout zone. And what if that's the game that you wanted to watch? Then what do?
Can't you afford sports? I don't think it's a basketball issue. I just think that basketball showed up to the party a little late about it. You understand what I'm saying?
And I could probably make an argument too that plenty of people don't even like the game that they're currently playing enough, know the stories and stars enough to pay for a multitude of platforms or one specifically.
Yeah, but basketball is a sport that's very rare. Like, I think it's like soccer. It is for every class of person. You could be poor and get to a basketball court, and you can have success. All you need is a basketball and a net. It should be for everybody. And so if we get to a point where basketball is this elitist thing, it turns into what the Warriors games are, where everybody there is paying $1,000 to get in there. It's white collar, sit on your hands. Like, it really changes the product of what basketball is.
That's real spill. Man, at one point, and me being an Oakland native, bro, at one point you could really show up to Oracle Arena and it was loud, man. Even though the Warriors were not winning games, man, you could go out there and watch Stephen Curry hit a three. You can watch Baron Davis. You can watch Steph Curry go crazy. You know what I'm saying? Some of the earlier years. the Warriors legitimately had a home field advantage because it was accessible for everybody to go watch these games. He's right. If you look right now, the San Francisco Warriors, because they, you know what I'm saying, they still in the Bay, but they out of Oakland. Right now, they have one of the highest net worths. They're worth a lot as a team, but a portion of that does draw a different crowd in San Francisco. You got people that are willing to pay the price, and the people that can pay the price aren't necessarily the ones that are in the backyard shooting Kobe. They're not in the backyard shooting jump shots, talking about Steph Curry. These are the people that just have the money to show up and they just want to have a different experience, a more elevated experience. And that's gonna, I'm saying, yield itself differently. The Warriors don't have the same home court advantage anymore. And this is what you're going to do to a majority of your fans. You're going to weed people out.
When you remove the accessibility of what should be a game for everybody.
People look at basketball and they look at it like, okay, cool. I watched on Instagram House of Highlights, a minute 10 seconds of what Steph Curry did. I watched the game. That ain't fair, right? Nor is the NBA getting money from that, right? Because everyone clips everything now, right? Yeah. So you can watch a ton of clips and feel like you watched the game. Y'all got all these access to all these platforms, y'all get it free anyway. You don't see clips of Pinky Blinders here. You don't see clips of movies here. They're at certain places where you have to go to, pay for them, and get them. Why should sports be any different? You do it with football. Motherfucker, I try to watch the first game of the season. I had to go through 7 apps to do it. You clip so much basketball that people think they know basketball just based off clips, right? And now you go watch the game. It's gonna cost you to watch the game, or just go watch all the clips like y'all do anyway.
I kind of agree towards the end of what Beverly was saying. Is that, yeah, there are going to be people that are going to clip up basketball, and a lot of people solely watch the highlights, so then they think they know what's going on, but they're not paying attention to the entirety of the game. But that's the problem, is that you really weed out the people that really care about the game. At the end of the day, there are a lot of perspectives about it, and of course you're going to have the people that love the game that we used to see, the game of the old days, and there's people that are excited for what the future holds. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this in the comments below.